Hey guys, so it just got significantly more expensive to jump into the pickleball paddle business in 2024 and beyond. Some things have changed, and it is going to cost a lot more money now to be in this than it would have just a few days ago. So that's what today's video is going to be about. Also, I'm going to update you on our paddles and where we are at on releasing the new paddle for you guys. Hang tight. All right, guys, so here is the deal. If you want to manufacture or have a manufacturer manufacture for you paddles and you want to release a brand of paddles with your own ideas and thoughts and combinations of materials, and you think you can be a paddle manufacturer or a paddle brand or paddle distributor or whatever in 2024 and beyond, you can do that. But it just got a lot more expensive to do that than it was a couple of days ago. So the situation with paddles is, if you own a paddle, you probably already know that there'll be a sticker down here or a print down here that'll say, this is backwards, but it says USA Pickleball approved. What that means is whoever manufactures this paddle sent 6 of these paddles out to USA Pickleball, the organization, and they cut them open and looked at them on the inside, and they tested them in a lab on their equipment to make sure that the speed of the ball coming off the face of the paddle was within spec, and basically that it's not too fast and that it doesn't have too much spin coming off the face. That's what the USA Pickleball approval process is all about. And if you want your paddles to be able to be used in competition, even at the local level, you have to be USAP approved. So that's why that sticker exists on so many paddles. Sorry, I call it a sticker. It's not a sticker. It's printed on there. So anyway, that's what USAP approval is all about, and it has always cost money. You have to send 6 of your paddles, and then you have to pay, it used to be $1,500 approximately. I think it was a little more than that, but base fee was like $1,500 to get approved. That fee has now gone up to $4,500 for anybody, big or small, who wants to become USAP approved with their equipment. So that is the big news of the day. And that has now raised the barrier to entry for anybody like me who's getting into the game. It used to be kind of not that expensive. Now it's kind of fairly expensive. And that's just to get approved. That has nothing to do with the cost of manufacturing the paddle, the cost of goods, the cost of marketing, and all the other costs that go into doing this. It's just to have that printed on there so that Joe, Schmo, whoever, me, can go to his local competition in his town and compete and have fun and be allowed to compete. Your paddle has to have that. So anyway, this is a big deal because there are a lot of problems with this. First of all, my opinion is the whole paddle approval and testing process is ridiculous and is completely and utterly unnecessary. I think it's ridiculous, and I can't get anybody to answer me as to why we're even doing this in the first place. And I have asked people in the know who should know, and they cannot give me a good answer. They will say things like, well, if we didn't approve paddles for speed and spin, manufacturers would simply make paddles that were too fast and spun too much, and the gameplay would suffer. The game would get too fast, and it wouldn't be fun anymore. I'm like, really? The gameplay would get too fast, and it wouldn't be fun anymore. In whatever sport have you ever watched where it was too fast and it wasn't fun to watch anymore? It's always more fun the faster it goes. And when have you ever seen a competitor say, I don't want to go faster. This is too fast. I don't want to hit the baseball faster. I don't want to throw the football faster. No, competitors are competitive. They want to do everything to the next level, and they want to go to the next level beyond that. So I don't think anybody is concerned about the game getting too fast. I think that's an absolutely ridiculous example or a ridiculous reason. Also, the other thing I would say about that is a total self-correcting problem. If one competitor starts playing in competitions and wins a lot, all the other, and it's because the paddle that they got was some new development and it was super hot and super fast, all the other competitors in the competition are going to know it's the paddle. They're going to hear the difference, and they're going to look at that player's gameplay. They're going to watch with their eyes, and they're going to say, that player is extremely fast. He's serving way faster than everybody else. And they're all smart, and they're going to put 2 and 2 together, and they're going to say, his paddle, which I've never seen before in my life, is the difference in why he's winning. And it may be true in that case. But then what happens is all the other players, by the time the next comp rolls around, they will purchase his paddle. They will purchase the same paddle he's got or similar tech, similar speed. And then guess what? The whole competition playing field just levels itself right back out again. That competitor's advantage is gone, and the speed of everybody's competition play just went up. The game got more exciting for everybody. So that is a self-correcting problem. So people will also say, yeah, well, what about rec play? What about playing at the recreational level? What if somebody shows up at your local park playing on a Thursday night and they've got some new paddle that is super hot and super fast and nobody else has that paddle, and that player is just smashing bangers and he is just destroying everybody? That's not good for the sport. Well, I'll tell you what's going to happen there. That is also a self-correcting problem. When you have a player who is basically annoying everybody else, guess what? Nobody plays with him. Nobody will play with him. He will just basically cycle on out of there when he realizes that nobody wants to play with him in his super dominant paddle. Or if he's smart, he will say, hey, this paddle is like so much faster. I'm beating everybody with it. It's not fun for them. It's not fun for me to even play with these people who have slower gear. So he will just play with a different paddle himself. So in my opinion, that situation would also self-correct. Also, USAP, the governing body, their role is not to regulate rec play at all. They have no authority over recreational play. Recreational play is completely ungoverned. It's just dudes and gals showing up at a court playing. You could play with a solid piece of wood. You can play with a solid piece of steel. You can play with a frying pan. You can play with your bare hands if you want to. It's rec play. You can do whatever you want. So the approval process has no authority whatsoever over your local courts. So that argument right off the bat is completely invalid. So anyway, it sort of begs the question of, who does paddle testing actually even benefit? Does it benefit anybody at all? And in my personal opinion, the only people it benefits are USAP themselves. They get now a lot more money for the testing, so they're undoubtedly going to have a lot more revenue coming in from this. Also, it will definitely benefit the bigger paddle companies for whom $5,000 or in some cases $20,000 approval processes, it's just peanuts. It's not going to hurt them at all. So it benefits them because they'll just pay it and they will have fewer competitors. Because that's the other side of this conversation that needs to be had here is, when you raise the barrier to entry up to, let's say, $5,000, a whole lot of small-time guys who are just trying to get into the business, they just won't be able to. They just won't be able to come up with $5,000 to throw at an approval process. Or maybe they could, but they'll just decide not to. They'll just be like, nah, $5,000 on top of many thousands of dollars of inventory I've got to buy, on top of marketing and everything else, it's just too much. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to get into some other business. So it is absolutely going to reduce the number of new paddles coming to market. Who does that benefit? That benefits the big paddle companies who are already well established. So paddle testing and expensive approval processes benefit the paddle testing company, and they benefit the well-established, successful paddle brands that exist now. Who does it hurt? It hurts the new brands who are trying to come out, who possibly can't afford the process, and it hurts you, the consumer, because what's going to happen now is, when a company's cost goes up, guess who pays the additional cost? The consumer. The consumer pays the additional cost. This paddle that I'm trying to bring to market right now is going to cost more now than it would have 2 days ago, because now we've got to pay $5,000 to get approved, whereas 2 days ago it was only going to be $1,500. So as a business person, I have to pass that cost all the way down to the consumer. This paddle now will not cost the same as it did 2 days ago. It's going to be more expensive. I don't want that. I don't want to sell this for more money. I want to sell it for less money. That benefits everybody. So, and keep in mind, I don't make any more money by raising the price to cover the USAP approval fee that I now have to pay. There's no additional profit tied to that I benefit from. I just have to raise the price just to cover that fee, and you have to pay the additional raised price. I don't think that's good for me. I don't think it's good for you. Anyway, I've got a lot of opinions about this. That's basically where I stand on it. I think it's ridiculous, but I have no leverage to say no to this. They have my hands tied. If I want to be a new paddle brand, and if I want my stuff to be approved for competition play, I literally can't say no. I have to pay the fee, or I have to cancel the project, stop bringing our stuff to market, and just disappear. I'm not going to do that. We're absolutely 110% committed to bringing our equipment to market, the best equipment we know how to produce, period, that we are super proud of. the paddles and the balls. We were committed to bringing them to market, and we're going to do it. So we're going to pay the fee. We were always going to pay the previous fee as well. It's just the fee is now higher, and the paddles are now going to be a little bit more expensive. Now, I don't think that additional price increase is going to be huge in our case, but it is going to be something. We're still going to be a very reasonably priced paddle. I would say more importantly, we're going to be a premium paddle that is the best possible paddle that we know how to make, period, and is top of the line, best materials, best construction. This is a product we are super, super proud of, and we're still going to be able to bring it to market at a very, very attractive price, partly because we have super, super low overhead. We don't have 50 employees in a big manufacturing warehouse and all the overhead that a huge brand would have. So that is a huge advantage we have to be able to bring a lower price, even though we now have to pay a higher approval fee. So we're still excited. This doesn't take us off track any at all, but it is something I wanted to talk about on video because it is new breaking news in the market, and it does affect us a little bit. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much what I've got about that. Our new paddles are coming out very soon. What we're doing is we're still testing paddles. We're testing this one, which is our favorite, and we're testing this one, which is our second favorite. And I have a new prototype coming, should be here in 3 days, which is this paddle, but with the carbon titanium face off of this paddle. And so it's going to be a hybrid of these two. Super, super stoked about that. And as soon as I get that in my little hands, I'm going to test the heck out of it. I'll do a video about it. I'll talk to you guys about it and tell you what we think about it. And we're either going to go with this paddle or that new paddle. And that will be the one that we bring to market. And we're super, super excited to do so. Please sign up below. Click in the description below this video, and you will see a sign up form where you can get on an early bird notification list. There will be no spam or anything like that. I'll just notify you as things become available with our paddle. Also, my intention is to give away 1,000 of these balls absolutely free to you guys as a way to introduce ourselves to the market. My sneaky little plan is to give away 1,000 of these or more to pickleball fanatics, and then perhaps you will like it. I'm certain you will like it. I love this ball. And perhaps you'll want to buy more balls in the future. We're never going to make much money on balls, so that's not like some big profit motivator. Our sneaky little plan is that if you buy our balls and like them, you will also potentially consider us for a paddle when it comes time for you to try a new paddle. You might or you might not. Either way is totally cool. But that is our plan. Sign up in the link below in the description if you would like to be notified about the balls and the paddle. It's all coming very, very soon. Also, click subscribe on this video if you want to stay notified as our new videos come out. If you have any questions, ask me in the comments down below. I like to communicate with you guys in the comments section as always. Otherwise, guys, I will see you on the next one.